Sup everyone, I'm your female otaku, and I'm here to show you some anime that are best to watch during the fall. Or autumn for all you people who think that's suddenly cool. Fall is not only my favorite season, but the best season. You've got the best foods, best scenery, best holidays, crisp weather, and my birthday. Before we start, I do want to say that I'm avoiding all horror anime and its subgenres. I know some people immediately think of Halloween when bringing up fall, but I've already made a list of anime that you should watch on Halloween, so please check that out if you haven't already. Link is in the description. With all that said, let's get started. Spice and Wolf takes place during the harvest season, so this is a no-brainer. A classic drama romance anime about a fox deity and a merchant filled with cute moments and charm. The art and animation may be dated, but the chemistry between the leads is certainly not. However, it's not just about the romance. Economics plays a big role in the show, but don't worry, this anime is bound to keep you intrigued. They keep it simple and interesting, so it'll make for a delightful binge as you eat your harvest foods. The main reason Samurai Champloo is in this video is because of the soundtrack. The practical inventor of lo-fi hip-hop Nujabes composed quite a few tracks for the anime. And we all know lo-fi hip-hop and fall go hand in hand. The songs will either chillax you as you study for exams, or have your head nodding to the beat. Samurai Champloo takes place in feudal Japan with a hip-hop twist. It's a story about the journey instead of the destination, making for some fun adventures and relationship building. Now I know someone is gonna say, "You forgot to mention the anime is directed by Shinichiro Watanabe. That's the same guy who directed Cowboy Bebop and meh." But dude, that's old news. It's such common knowledge that it's not even a fun fact anymore. Instead, I'll lead you towards his other works that will also put you in the fall mood. Kids on the Slope for its jazz soundtrack and powerful bromance. And Carol and Tuesday for its music and down-to-earth story. Is Laid Back Camp just another show about cute girls doing cute things? Well, yes, but I love those types of series for fall, okay? If you're not into slice of life or moe series, then I'ma be straight with you and say that this anime is no different and won't change your mind about the genre. But for those of you who do like these series, let me tell you a little more. Fall is when you ease into getting cozy and the lazy Sunday afternoons truly begin. Laid Back Camp can help you mellow out by watching anime girls go camping. While I really don't like camping IRL, I found myself relaxed when seeing these girls explore new campsites and cook delicious camp food. The soundtrack is also worth noting because it hits the spot when you think of crisp fall air and colorful leaves. You'll finish each episode feeling healed. Raise your hand if you're a film student or a film junkie. Fantastic! We have another thing in common besides watching anime. Film found me long before anime, and I always go to the movies to see what's new. Of course, that means I'm always at the movies in the fall because that's when all the Oscar bait films come out. Now, what's one genre that always pops up multiple times this time of year? I'll give you a hint. This genre wins the most Oscars for costumes. That's right, it's period pieces, or what we weebs know as the historical genre. During the fall, you can't seem to get enough of period piece films, and it's not going down anytime soon. My anime equivalent to a classic Hollywood period piece would be Violet Evergarden. No doubt that if it were a live action, it would have taken an Oscar for Best Costume and maybe even Production Design, but it also has a great screenplay. Violet Evergarden may start off pretty slow for some, but there's a reason for that. Violet is an ex-child soldier and is now forced to live a normal life. But something has been pondering her. Right before she last saw the general, he told her that he loves her. But Violet only knows about war and fighting and doesn't have a clue what love is. So she works as an auto memory doll, which in this world is a person who writes letters, in order to find out what love means. Love isn't always romantic. You can love a friend or a family member or life itself. Violet helps each person she crosses and eventually starts to learn the meaning. You can't have a fall list without including the mystery genre, so I'ma take this chance to tell you about the criminally underrated Zetsuen no Tempest. Zetsuen no Tempest is a jack of all trades. Not only is it a mystery, but also a dark fantasy, psychological, and action. I personally think it's an epic, but I don't want to overhype you. A girl is randomly murdered, a princess is cast away, and ghost towns keep piling up. How are all these instances connected? This is one of the most well-written series I have ever watched. Think of it like Psycho-Pass with how the psychological aspects are toward societal norms. Or Death Parade with a sharp battle of wits. I will never forget those 3 episodes where the characters are quite literally standing in one spot. Yet the dialogue was so intense that I couldn't press pause. Seriously, please do yourself a favor and watch Zetsuen no Tempest. Let's go back to the Slice of Life series with Flying Witch. Fall is the time to get spoopy, a time where many girls like to dress up as witches and watch anything that has a witch in it. Sometimes it'll be your favorite childhood movie like Hocus Pocus, but remember, this isn't a Halloween list. However, it's not like I can just leave out magic completely. In comes Flying Witch. It's a lot like Kiki's Delivery Service, but set in high school, and the chill meter turned down to a 2. All it is an anime about a witch who moves to her cousin's place to train. Every episode introduces a cute spell, and you may discover a creature or two. It's a lovely anime to watch during your break. And hey, watch it with your baby cousin or your niece. Continuing on with the magic theme, we have Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works. Unlimited Blade Works is pretty newcomer friendly. While it's not my preferred way to get into the Fate franchise, it is a decent one. I know plenty of people who started Fate with Blade Works, and if anyone tells you that you absolutely shouldn't, then they're just being stingy. Anyway, you know what else is a pretty common genre around this time? Young adult films. You remember The Hunger Games, Twilight Saga, and The Maze Runner? Those edgy teen franchises all came out during the fall. Now, I wouldn't say Unlimited Blade Works is edgy in the slightest, but I will say that a battle royale between mostly teen mages is bound to grab those of you who at least enjoyed The Hunger Games. Taking place in the fall, we follow Shiro Emiya as he's suddenly participating in the Holy Grail War. Teaming up with the talented Rin Tosaka, the two decide to protect one another as they fight off their opponents. There is a bit more that goes on in the anime than just that, but I'd rather have you experience it for yourself. You know what we need on this list? A shonen. And more magic. This brings us to Black Clover. Now, I will admit it is pretty hard to get into at first due to the main character always screaming, but if you switch to the English dub, I'm sure you'll be fine. Black Clover is a pretty fun binge. Yeah, it has all of your typical shonen stereotypes, both positive and negative, but if you're shonen trash or haven't watched that much shonen to begin with, then you'll probably enjoy Black Clover. Set in a fantasy world where wizards are the norm, Asta strives to become the Wizard King even though he can't use magic. A lot of the characters are really lovable, and the anime is super funny too, but the action scenes are also awesome, and I'm a sucker for high fantasy. Not only that, but the openings are all alternative rock, so I'm kinda biased in saying that they are the best. The Ancient Magus' Bride is the essence of fall. Like, it doesn't get more fall than this anime, and you wanna know why? Harry Potter vibes. It's pretty much common knowledge that Harry Potter is the king franchise of films to watch during the fall, and The Ancient Magus' Bride is its equivalent. It takes place in the UK, there's magic, mythical creatures, and a hidden world within our own. The Harry Potter vibes stop there, so it's not a total ripoff. Chise has always been able to see mythical creatures, but everyone thought she was crazy, including her own mother. Chise sells herself into slavery and gets sold to a powerful mage who isn't even human. This mage, Elias, wishes to take Chise as his apprentice and eventual bride. But how can a monster and a girl with emotional trauma learn to love? This anime can get depressing, but it does have plenty of whimsical moments, so wrap yourself in a blanket and cue up this fantastic series. What are some anime you think are perfect to watch during the fall? I'd like to give a very special shout out to Giovanni Herrera for donating to my Patreon. If you'd like a very special shout out in the next video, stream, or what have you, then please click on the Patreon link in the description to donate, as well as links to my social media. I'm your female otaku. Sayonara.